Welcome to the Grumble and Grouch Show, episode 3.
3? We didn't get canceled yet?
Bonus edition. All right, we just watched Black Adam.
More like Whack Adam.
Yeah. All right, Grouch, so what did you think?
Good Lord, that was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
That bad, huh?
Yes, that bad.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty bad, man. I was expecting at least... Well, you know what? There were some good scenes, like maybe 2 or 3 decent scenes, but overall, it was really a letdown, man. I did not enjoy most of that movie. I was really, really let down by that one.
First of all, I felt like it was like a combination of like 1,000 movies. It was like a mashup of like every movie known to man. Like at the beginning, I thought like when this girl's looking for this like crown, I thought I was watching Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Like what am I watching here?
Yeah. No, I can see that. And the movie starts, I guess Laura Croft, freaking this Arabian Laura Croft. They're looking for some
crown.
Huh?
The crown.
The crown. Yeah, these ancient artifacts.
She knew that somebody else was close to finding it, and they knew it was like a source of evil or like of power. So they were trying to keep it out of the wrong hands, just like every other movie.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So they get in there and they find the crown. The girl, her brother. They go to the caves or whatever to get these artifacts or the crown. And of course, the evil guys show up and they want the crown for themselves because they want that power. They want to get that ancient artifact. So after the girl goes through the trouble of jumping, grabs the crown. And
Lara Croft.
Here comes Lara Croft. And here comes the villains. We'll take that. Yeah, and then they grab the crown, whatever. But just the last second, she happens to be standing in front of these ancient hieroglyphs. Yeah, and she knows by saying these enchantments, and she goes bada bada bada, whatever she said, Shazam, and then whop, Shazam shows up in front of him, and then. Of course, he knows immediately who the bad guys, who the good guys are, wipes out all the good guys, saves the girl and her buddy, and kills all the evil guys who were there to get the crown or whatever. That I thought was pretty weak, pretty bad.
Even weaker, I felt like was the origin story. They're supposed to be mining. They're like slaves to like the Tyrant King and stuff, and they're mining for
Illyrium?
Was it? I was more like delirium, bro. Eternium, something like that.
Oh, Eternium, that's it.
Yeah, they were mining for Eternium, and like this little kid, he's like a badass or something.
Well, this takes place like in the 2500 BC in this made up land of Kandahar or whatever it was. I don't know what it was called. What was it called?
Wakanda?
No. It was like an Arabian land. Kandahar. I don't know what it's called. Something like that. So yeah, but what the scene he's discussing is they're showing like 2500 BC where this little kid, well actually his father or some guy finds the Eternium?
Eternium, yeah.
Eternium. He finds the Eternium and then of course he gets stabbed for the Eternium and the little kid shows up and he does like a little hand gesture. And gets everyone all pumped.
Some Illuminati stuff.
Yeah. He creates a little like
diamond.
Yeah, with his hands.
And he holds the Ethereum in front of everybody.
Yeah.
That's miles and miles away.
Yeah. Like he's literally like maybe 800 feet in the air, and they show. Oh, he's got it! Look at that kid. These motherfuckers have good vision. I see. Oh, he's got the Eternium. Yes, we have hope, guys. So stupid. We did not start very well to me. I really didn't enjoy the beginning. It was kind of stupid. I didn't like it. But yeah, so whatever. They do a little backstory of how the Eternium and how they grab it and get it. And it's kind of like is it almost like what's that stuff they have in Wakanda?
Vibranium?
Yeah, vibranium. Is it like that? They got vibranium too? They got their own version of vibranium. This magical
stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's like a mash of like every
it's so like movie. Very, very cliched where they...
I thought Aladdin was going to come out in his little carpet with Jasmine, a whole new world to him.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad.
Shazam!
Oh, you know what? We're just watching this movie. If I had to say one word to describe this movie when I was watching it, it's the one word. Perfect description of this movie is corny. This was such a corny, cliched bunch of nonsense. I didn't like it. It was. I'm gonna expect a very poor grade for this one.
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah, there was a couple of decent scenes, but overall, really, really bad. Really bad. Okay, so anyways, what happens is they have the crown, the main, the evil characters. Oh, like I said, she says the words Shazam, and then all of a sudden she says these magical words, and then Black Adam shows up. Wow. Right in front of her. Like all of a sudden, like I said, she sees the hieroglyphs, she says the words.
Who taught her, man?
But wait, I don't know. But she says Shazam. That's kind of threw me off. She says Shazam, and then Black Adam shows up. So I don't know. So anyways, yeah, so
That's a plot hole.
So all of a sudden, Black Adam shows up and wipes out all the guys, and it's not ridiculous. They have like literally 100 guys and they're shooting them, and after the first fucking 10, 15 guys die, you see the bullets have no effect. Run, bitch! What are you still doing shooting at this guy? Get out of there! You're done. Run! Stop shooting him. What do you think? A shot in maybe his face, or they're gonna find a vulnerable spot? But no, they all just shoot. And 10 minutes, he's wiping all these guys. And let me say, for a superhero, this guy is ultra violent. He's just tearing people in half, ripping off limbs. And this is the hero. This is supposed to, I guess, it's kind of like a dark anti-hero. Mm-hmm. So eventually, he goes outside the caves and he just wipes. Oh, that's not a stupid scene. The guy, like I said, it's maybe 50, 100 guys inside the cave are getting wiped out. And the guy, one of the main villains, hey, we need backup. And the backup shows up in 8 seconds. All of a sudden, whoosh. There's 1,000 guys outside the cave with copters, tanks, or whatever. All of these vehicles, literally, within 5 minutes. All of these units show up, and now Black Adam has to destroy all these guys one at a time.
How did they know they were gonna need all that stuff? Anyway?
Yeah. They were just waiting.
That makes no sense, right?
They're waiting behind some tree or something. Let's get in there, guys.
I mean, they were there to look for a crown.
Yeah.
So they didn't even know hey, we're gonna need 2 choppers, 5 tanks.
That's such a good point. This is supposed to be archaeological dig, and meanwhile they got 10,000 troops in reserve,
just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Freaking Godzilla shows up or something. It's so stupid. So they go in there. Yeah, this is supposed to be. It's
by Lara Croft.
Yeah, it's like you go to Egypt. You're looking for Tutankhamun's tomb or whatever. Make sure we got 10,000 army guys in reserve. A couple of Apache helicopters just in case Tutankhamun comes on and tries to kill us all. That's so stupid. Yeah. Because realistically, as far as these guys knew, there was a guy, 2 guys, and a girl in there. Make sure we got our 10,000 army guys in reserve.
For a crown.
Trouble, yeah.
For a crown that the bad guy was just going to take from the girl.
Yeah, he's just going to grab it and go. Let's make sure we got our 5th Division of tanks and artillery waiting. Just in case this guy comes to life. Really, really bad. Again, poor writing. A lot of plot holes, a lot of nonsense in this movie again.
Then, after he wipes everybody out, somebody happens to live. One person happens to live. And he just happens to have Eternium bullet.
Oh, yeah.
How did they know Eternium bullet was going to harm him?
Oh, yeah.
They just have one ready. Why are they wasting Eternium? Yeah?
Yeah. And he shoots it at him, and he just looks at him. Huh? What's this?
But that actually hurts Black Adam.
Yeah. That's right. It wounds his side, and he gets knocked unconscious. And then what happens is the main characters, basically the main character is a little boy. He must be 13, 14. His mother and her mother's brother, and they decide let's just take him to our house and try to help him recover. So they take him to their house or whatever apartment. They put him in there. And another thing that's so ridiculous too is this is they now have no idea who this guy is. Sure, they kind of helped him to wipe out all of these people that are invading the tomb or whatever, but they have no idea. And the little boy goes, "Hey, you're like a superhero. Are you Fast and Flash? Can you do this? Are you strong as Superman? Tore people in half, killing people, decapitating, all this other stuff. And you're going to let your son go in and have a conversation with this mass murderer? And that's basically what he did. I mean, sure, they were attacking him, but he killed like hundreds, if not thousands of people. And you're okay. You have no idea who he is really. You have no idea what his goal is, what his purpose. He can just wipe you guys out without a second thought. But the little kid goes in there. He asks him, what superhero are you?
Anyways, yeah, the little kid with the skateboard, he was probably like, I don't know what I have against kids, man. Like, freaking, I thought he was like the worst freaking character in the movie. I thought he was the corniest character in the movie. I was like, oh my god, him and his skateboard just skating around. I mean,
the main character, he's supposed to be this little rebel kid. You can't tell him what to do. He lives by an own set of rules. And it was just so ridiculous. This little kid with his freaking skateboard.
He wants to help out. He can barely skateboard, man. Like,
yeah. And they act like once he jumps that skateboard, it means he can go like 50 miles per hour. Like once he gets the skateboard, it like, magically just like takes off. You got grown men chasing him. He goes, oh, he got on his skateboard. He's freaking going now, man. You can't catch this kid. He's on his skateboard. Yep. So stupid too, man. Like this kid is amazing on this freaking skate. He gets away from everybody on this freaking magical skateboard he has. So eventually, the little kid finally gets captured.
What?
Yeah, I guess that skateboard wasn't so magical after all, man, because he got caught.
Got him.
Yeah. So they take the kid inside a motorcycle, and they're flying away to take the kid to their secret hangout or whatever, secret hideout.
And I think that's such a funny scene because, like, inside the freaking motorcycle, the little kid decides to call his mama. Hey, mama! I'm here caught in the motorcycle. But guess what, man? What is service in Kandak that freaking good? I mean, like, seriously?
Yeah.
I can barely make a phone call, down the street without, like, being like, hey, can you hear me? Hey, are you there? And this guy, like, in the air was just calling his mama. It's like, hey, ma, what's for dinner, baby?
Yeah.
Tomato hamburger.
Yeah, seriously. As soon as I enter McDonald's, I'm cut off my freaking reception on my phone, man. And this guy's in a freaking motorcycle flying like 1,000 miles per hour. Mom, could you hear me? Oh, yeah, I can hear everything, baby. What's going on?
Where are you? Are you at your friend's house? Do you happen to have the crown on you?
Yeah.
Oh, ma, I got caught. Got me.
Yeah, and so then next, Amanda Waller, is that what her name is? I think that's what it is.
Wanda Sykes?
Wanda Sykes, yeah. She calls out the Justice Society.
Because they're the only ones that can stop this Adam.
Yeah.
From tearing the world apart.
Yeah, so they call them the Justice Society, and it's basically Hawkman, this girl who can control wind.
Whack.
Yeah. This guy who can get really large, Atom Smasher, I guess.
Whack.
He can grow. Yeah. When I first saw him, I was like, wow, this guy's pretty cool. He's huge, and he's just like Ant-Man, except he doesn't get as slow, and growing really big doesn't affect him and like it does in Ant-Man. This is a really interesting character. And then literally the guy will like punch once, and you don't see him again for 5 minutes because, I don't know, he's off camera somewhere. There's a lot of that going on where this guy was like an amazing character. I thought, oh, this could be really interesting. I have to see what this guy can do. Constantly getting pushed off the screen. I don't even know why. He just disappears for 10 minutes at a time.
And but just like these people, who are these people?
Yeah.
So at least we get introduced to like new characters. But again, they're all whack. Except for maybe Mr. Fate.
Yeah, Dr. Fate. I liked him. He was good. He was a good character. Listen, to be honest, I didn't think Hawkman was that bad. But listen, I'm a comic book guy. I grew up reading some of these comics. And the way I understood it was Hawkman wasn't like fucking like Superman. I mean, he was going toe to toe with Black Adam. And Black Adam is like, the highest degree of like, he's like Superman level superhero. And he's going toe to toe with Hawkman. That didn't make sense at all. And he's taking these punches like nothing, Hawkman. And this is like a freight train hitting this guy in the face. And he takes shot after shot after shot. Not a scratch on him. I'm like, whoa, this guy should... And many times, this is another problem I had with the movie, I thought it was ridiculous, is, he kind of takes a liking to this family that takes him in or whatever, and by the end of the movie, their whole house is destroyed because this bitch cannot use doors. Every time he's got to destroy, he literally walks through every freaking wall. I mean, there's got to be like fucking 5 or 6 holes in this house at this point because this guy refuses to use the door. He's got to just go right through the wall.
Black Adam loves to float, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Black Adam, this bitch never actually walks. That's true. He just floats. Wherever this guy goes, he got to float. He floats everywhere throughout this whole movie. And that's what I'm saying is, why can't Hawkman walk through walls? If they're almost on par strength level, which is ridiculous, and they know this.
He knows how to use doors, man.
Yeah, Hawkman, maybe he knows how to use doors. Yeah, he knows how to work those doorknobs.
He flies in through the windows. And then the big guy, the Atom guy,
yeah.
He gets one punch, he gets knocked
yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing, too, is he punches Black Adam into the dirt or whatever, and it's up. You got him. Good job. They got this guy a raise. He freaking took out Black Adam one punch. And the guy, I didn't like the Adam Smash. He's a goofy kid. Oh, what should I do now? Or should I let him up? So stupid. So eventually, he goes, no, hold him down. Eventually, he comes out. And this guy, who's literally like 60 feet tall, the biggest Justice Society guy they got, in my mind, he's probably the most powerful, maybe except for Dr. Fate. One punch, laid out. Come on. I was like, oh, this could be a really good fight. Look at the size of this guy. 6 stories high. He could probably go toe-to-toe with this guy. Nope. One punch, and he's laid out. And you don't see him again for it's like a half hour in the movie.
Until he wakes up.
Yeah. And so, what about that Hawkman's mansion? How the heck did he afford that thing? You see that size of that place?
Who?
Hawkman?
Oh, you mean Pigeon Guy?
Pigeon guy. How the hell did he afford that freaking mansion? That thing was massive. When he got jets and planes coming out of there. And...
He might be a rapper or something. Maybe an NBA player.
Okay, well, yeah.
That's his alternate ego or something.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Maybe Lil Pigeon is his rap name or something. Lil Pigeon.
So then at this point, they go to the place where the little kid and his mother live to get the crown back. And there's like maybe 40, 50 of these guys just break into the apartment to get the...
What are they thinking, man? Didn't they just see half a platoon freaking...
Yeah, the guy literally wiped out like 200-300 guys inside the caves. Outside the caves, it kills at least a couple thousand plus tanks.
And they're just inside the building with like a little weapon.
Yeah,
like a Nerf gun.
These are some brave fucking people, man.
Just quit already.
Yeah.
I would just freaking quit. Can the benefits be that good, or?
Damn, that's a hell of a 401k.
Or worse comes to worse, if they don't want to quit, at least start using parachutes, bro. Because I've never seen anything like this, man. Whack Adam just throws people into the air, man. So, like, if he grabbed me and threw me in the air, I'd be like, whee! Like, and just parachute down, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you can't kill me, Whack Adam. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, it makes absolutely no sense, man. Do it again, Whack Adam.
Oh, and then what happens is the main villain goes to the little kid's house to steal back the crown, and the little kid Tony Hawk Jr. He goes this little vent or something, little homemade contraption or whatever, so he can get away, and and through this little hiding spot, he managed to elude the main villain with the crown in hand.
What also happens is, like the movie tries to do a good job of like throwing like little. Or misdirections, like we supposedly know what Black Adam's story is at the beginning, but eventually the Justice Society just so happens to know that no, that's not how things went. They happen to have like a secret chapter or like a secret writing that says that Black Adam actually killed the guy out of revenge, not because he was trying to save his town. He wasn't trying to be a hero and all.
Oh right, yeah. In the movie. They try to show that Black Adam tries to paint the picture that he went there to get the crown back, but actually he just went there to wipe out all of the inhabitants of this empire or group, whatever. And so he just goes in there, literally, he almost like this huge explosion, and just wipes out all of the people there at this gathering at this large temple. And the king, everyone dies.
Because of that, like who wrote the secret?
Yeah, a nuclear explosion wipes out, maybe like a few hundred square miles or whatever. And like, who wrote this shit? How do you know this went down? You literally like wiped out like a million freaking people. Like, who's chronicling this shit? How do you know this is what happened? Everyone's dead.
Apparently, a piece of paper survived. Right?
And,
he gets his revenge, and then the Justice Society apparently knows about the secret chapter or whatever.
Right.
And so they actually inform the girl that Black Adam is not who he seems to be. He's not a hero.
Right.
He's a lot darker than that.
But yeah, that's the one thing about this movie too I thought was pretty interesting was he's definitely an anti-hero because he has no problem just killing people. I'm not talking like there's no doubt in my mind that these people are just getting straight up killed. He's not like Batman, you know, he was trying to save all as many lives as he can. He just doesn't give a crap. He'll kill everybody. Anyone who stands in the way, they're dead. And there was that's the thing is, there was a lot of stupid scenes in this movie. Like, I guess he watches like a little bit of a Clint Eastwood movie, like an old Western. And at one point, there's like, 7, 8 guys about to draw around. And they show like the guy sweating. He's about to pull the gun out of his holster. And then they play that, Clint Eastwood shit. And he goes, oh, is he going to beat these guys? What's going to happen? Oh my God, this is so stressful. Meanwhile, they already shot this guy like 10,000 times. I wonder who's going to win in this freaking duel. Stupid. I didn't like that at all. I mean, it's just they're trying to build this tension in the audience. Oh my God, he's outgunned and outnumbered. How can he win this? And he literally, after all that tension trying to build, he just like zaps them all with his lightning strikes.
Eventually, Black Adam sees that they're right, that he's got to give this power up, right? Mm-hmm. And so he decides to give up his power.
Oh, yeah, because what happens is he realizes, I guess maybe because he's not sure if he can control his powers or he's afraid what's going to happen with his powers. So he's like, yeah, you know what? This isn't safe for humanity. And he has like a kind of a change of heart. He's not as bloodthirsty. He's like, realize, yeah, you know what? I'm going to give myself up. And I'll say the word Shazam, which basically when he says Shazam, it relinquishes all his powers and he's mortal again. And then Wanda Sykes basically takes him and they lock him away in some prison just for like superheroes and shit. Yeah. And the quote you keep hearing throughout the movie was life leads to death or life means death.
Death leads to life.
No, it was life leads to death. Yeah.
But it was backwards or something?
Yes. They read it backwards or upside down, and it said death leads to life. So what happens is, because the main character, the main villain guy finally gets the fucking crown on his head and obliterates like everybody, except for of course, superheroes. And he gets destroyed by this, the main villain. And then they see his corpse, and they just put him away or whatever, and they bury him or take him away. And then what happens, like a couple of days later or whatever, some time passes, and then they read the prophecy, and it's, we got it backwards. It's death leads to life. And then all of a sudden, the guy gets engulfed in flames, and then, wow, he's back. And now he's like a freaking demon with like a little pentagram on his chest or something. And, of course, the Justice League goes to confront him. They all fight him all at once, whatever.
But here goes some good parts of the movie. And by good, I mean horrible. So the army of the dead get risen. That is hilarious to me. Like these little skeletons walking around the street.
Yeah. Just because this guy, all of a sudden, these undead come out of fucking nowhere. We have no idea. I mean, it's like this is a fucking cemetery. They sprout up out of nowhere. All these undead.
The army.
Yeah, an army. The wackest, weakest fucking army I've ever seen in my life. And literally, the main little kid character, he's got his skateboard, and he's taken out 2 at a time with his freaking skateboard. It's so stupid. And then the mother is just, she grabs a pipe, and is just whacking these guys like nothing. They're all going down. One hit, down. Next. One hit, down. And it's just, I mean, there's no like real stakes, really. So you're saying this mother, this little kid, are taking out these undead. Oh my God, so scary, guys. No, little kid in his freaking skateboard is going toe to toe. At no point was anyone threatened or like, oh my God, what's going to happen to him? Look at all those undead. What are they going to do?
They weren't threatened because they talked to the townspeople.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, all the townspeople are like the bravest people in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're about to go against the army of the dead.
Yeah. So there's a scene, too, is like the mother, the son, and the fat uncle or whatever. And they're fighting all these undead. And the little kid runs away with his fucking amazing skateboard. And he comes back and he does a little freaking thing with his hands. And he's like, I got backup. And all of a sudden, like 1,000 humans show up, and they all are loaded with sticks and whatever to hit these army of undead. They're ready to fight to the death against army of undead to save these two random motherfuckers who have no idea who they are. Let's get them. And then the humans mix it up with the undead, and they're going back and forth. I don't think one human died. Not one. And and it's so funny, too. It's like, I was thinking... No wonder why they're all dead. These motherfuckers can't fight for shit. Yeah, no wonder why they all died. These motherfuckers, one hit, dead. It's like, what the fuck? They're dropping like flies. I was like, not one human dies. It's just all undead dying once again. You know?
Yeah.
There's
that's
no,
why.
like, no
that's why I
stakes.
believe Dr. Fate's like the smartest character in the movie.
Yeah.
Because he saw his death and he took it. Because he's like, he knew better. He was like, I'm out of this crappy movie, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It.
He's like, yeah, I got to get off the set. Find me a way to do this, man. He said, all right, we can write you off. You don't see your own death, you know, and then he's gone.
Yeah. I didn't even feel bad for him. I felt good for him. I was like, good, man.
Yeah.
We won't see you and whack at him, too.
Yeah. This guy's too good of an actor. He's too good of a character. He's got to go. He's not at this level. The rest of these freaking horrible actors, stupid plot. Bad movie, man. It was really bad. This is probably worse than... Yeah, I would have to say this is worse than Wakanda Forever. What say you, Grouch?
No. Wakanda Forever to me was unwatchable. Unwatchable.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this is... In my opinion...
This one is barely watchable.
Yeah. Maybe like one or two redeemable scenes. I think one of them was a finale when the main villain... comes back to life and comes back as a demon. I kind of liked his look. I thought it looked pretty good. And he fought the entire team. There was a decent scenes there, the fight scenes. But then, to be honest, I was like, wow, this isn't that bad. I may have to rethink my rating. But then, when the undead came out and the little kid, he's like, come on, guys, get him. And the freaking humans go to attack the undead. Old women punching these freaking undead, dropping like flies. I was like, wow, I was right. My initial assessment, this movie's freaking terrible.
But that's what I mean. It was like a mix of like a whole bunch of movies.
It was, yeah.
And it was just bad. Like again, the guy gets big. It reminds you of Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Dr. Fate reminds you of Doctor Strange with his old little world. The little kid reminds me of a whole bunch of other little kids in movies.
Yeah, I told you. But to be honest, every time there was like a kind of like a scene that kind of like redeemed this movie in my eyes, I was like, wow, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna have to rethink it. It's not that bad. Like 5 minutes later, they'll throw a whack ass scene. It's like, wow, okay, forget this. This movie's terrible, really, really bad. And every time it takes a step forward, like takes 2 steps back. And to be honest, this is a complete disaster, a complete mess of a movie. I don't know what it was Grouch is thinking, but I think this is worse than Wakanda Forever. And I thought the Hawkman was okay, but it's pretty much a one-note character. You're just like badass. It's basically like they showed a clip in the movie like Clint Eastwood. He's basically like Clint Eastwood, all dour and serious, and nobody's gonna fuck with me, But that only carried you so far, so I think it was okay.
And the Wind Girl was useless.
The Wind Girl, she was terrible. She was completely useless. And that's the thing is, I liked Atom Smasher guy. I hate his character, but at least I liked his look, and he was huge. And I'm thinking, damn, how the hell is Black Adam going to deal with this guy? He's freaking 60 feet tall. He's a little bitch. One punch, he's out. I thought they could have done so much with that fight.
I think the Army of the Dead took him out.
Yeah. Some old lady with a broom was taking out more characters, more undead than freaking Adam Smasher could, man. At one point, he like kicks and takes like 2 or 3 of them. Like, good for you, man. You just killed somebody, man.
That was already dead.
Yeah. That guy was so freaking useless, man. And I liked it. He was a good character. Well, like I said, the only thing I liked his powers. I liked his powers. They're pretty cool. He can get 60 feet tall. But as a character, he was a freaking a wuss. Yeah, I didn't care for his character, but I liked his powers. I wanted to see more of those powers and see him actually. To be honest, no lie, I think he punched Black Adam. That was cool, and he held him down.
And he needed
then he needed him to knock him down. And that was it. And then maybe he kicked 3 undead. And that was it for this guy. The most powerful character you had in the entire movie. That's all he can freaking do. That was weak. So at this point in the movie, he finally gets reunited with his wife and his child. And a very dramatic scene.
Yeah, I tell you what's dramatic. He hasn't been laid for 5,000 years. All right, and he finally has his wife and son in front of him, and all he does is listen to his son. He'll be like, "Son, give me 5 minutes, man. I gotta talk to my wife. I gotta talk to my wife for 30 seconds or something,
time.
Man." Yes, man. Yeah. And how does he know when he's gonna see her again? Yeah. Apparently, he's a god, right? So when he comes back to Earth, he's gonna be a god. He's gonna be alive forever.
Yeah.
So when is he gonna get 5 minutes with his wife?
5,000 years is a long time, man.
Yeah, it is, man. 30 seconds. Yeah. Just let me have 30 seconds.
Black Adam has his knees, man.
Good Lord, that's a long time.
Another thing too is, when watching this movie, I was like, "Is this fucking Flash or Quicksilver?" A lot of the same elements where. All of a sudden,
what I'm telling you, it was like a mix. I
absolutely.
felt like I was watching 10 different movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas even in Spider-Man, where Spider-Man fights that bully and he sees the punches go by his head in slow motion. Mm-hmm. A lot of that, I was like, haven't we seen this at least fucking 10 times in these Marvel DC movies? They regurgitate so much of this shit we've already seen in the past, and it's they bring it all together, and it's generic ass movie. That's why I cannot rate this movie very highly. It's just generic shit that everyone has seen 1,000 times in these movies. Nothing really that original. So yeah, I not impressed this movie whatsoever. How many times, 3 or 4 times in this movie, they show him floating in front of the statue, this huge.
Well, he always floats, so.
Yeah, he's fucking guy. That's all he can do is float around, And I'm surprised when he was sleeping, he wasn't fucking floating freaking 5 inches over the bed. This guy's always fucking floating. Can never put his feet on the ground. So yeah, there's many scenes where he's just watching this huge, 100-foot freaking statue.
I was thinking the grip on his boots are sharp, bro. They're never worn out.
Yeah, he's perfect treads on those boots, man.
Whoa, we got new boots.
Yeah,
nah, bro. They're 5,000 years old.
Have you seen these treads?
They're 5,000 BC. I got buried with these, bro.
But they're immaculate.
Yeah, they don't touch the ground, bro.
Why wear boots, man? The whole point of wearing boots, you don't want your feet to touch the hot sand or sun, man. He just floats everywhere, man. It makes no sense. Why wear boots? This bitch should be barefoot.
Might as well, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. This movie's stupid. Shouldn't make no sense. Yeah. So ultimately, Grouch, what did you think of what would you give this movie? 1 through 10.
Good Lord. I think it was barely watchable. Barely watchable.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
What about you, man?
Yeah, I thought it was horrible. There was not nearly enough redeeming qualities to bring it higher than 1.
1.
A 1.
Oh,
didn't like
man.
it. Really, really bad.
It didn't touch your soul?
No, hell no, man.
Oh my.
Terrible movie.
That bad.
Yeah, so it's a 1. Didn't like it. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. The writing is horrendous. The acting was bad. I didn't care for it whatsoever. The couple of scenes that were decent is just not enough to save it for me, man. I have to give it a 1.
A 1.
Worst movie I've seen on the Grumble and Grouch show.
No, that's a horrible movie. Hey, if there's one thing I learned from this movie, is I know why they call him The Rock.
Why?
Because his head looks like a fucking rock, bro.
Is that what
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how does he work out the freaking igneous rock out of it, bro? I don't know, man.
Oh, so what do you give it, man? What do you give it, a Grouch?
Well, as Pigeon Man once said in the movie, he said,
Bad plan is better than no plan at all.
I'm going to take his cue and I'm going to say a bad movie is better than no movie at all. So I'm going to give that crappy movie a 2.
A 2.
Wow. I can't believe, I mean, you gave it a lower rating than me. That is unheard of. Good load.
Yeah, well, I thought it sucked.
What?
I'm gonna float out of here, bro.